gray outline, so it'll be Dombeck in the middle, the 6'11 junior out of the Czech Republic against Grasulis here for Ferris State. And the Bulldogs will work from left to right. We are underway as Davenport will win the opening tip. It'll be Barra to set up the point here for Davenport. Handoff on the near side to Birchfield. Now they go to Hodges. Hodges with it off that far side. Goes back to Leach. Leach with it here on the near side. Trying to work past Scholler. Lost it off his foot. Jimmy right there on the defensive help. Now a loose ball here and a turnover as Grasulis kind of ripped it out of the hands of Birchfield. Ferris State will set it up here at the offensive end for the first time today. With it, Davidson here on the right wing, back top side of Regbu. Veas kind of slipped and fell, and he's slow to get up. Solo goes inside out as the Bulldogs work it around the horn. Regbu with it here with 10 on the shot clock. Veas trying to shake it off here for the Bulldogs. Deng Reng back to Solo. Solo spins in the lane here, stripped of the ball, gets it away. Deng Reng from downtown for three and good.
Not sure they're going to give Veas Grasulis, Rob. Looked like he rolled his left ankle stepping on the foot, and he's saying, hey, I'm okay.
Well, it looks like he's going to be all right here for the Bulldogs as he tries to shake it off here for Ferris State. 19:09 to play in the first half. The Bulldogs with an early start, leading it 3-0 here as Hodges has it out wide. Trying to draw the switch, it does. Birchfield with it. Now as they work it over to Leach. Long three from Leach. Takes a high bounce. Bulldogs doing a great job of boxing out the big man inside as Deng Rang comes down with it. Now Davidson up the floor here for the Bulldogs. Spins in the lane. Dumps it off to Deng, who lays it up and in.
Boy, great job. Started with a big-time rebound by Deng Rang on the other end and finished with a Deng Rang bucket on this end.
Near side, Birchfield trying to work past Grasulis. Leans in. Could not get it to go. And a foul on the rebound. It'll be Bulldog basketball.
Solid start here for the Bulldogs right off the bat. Coach Paddock already up and kind of working with his team right here to kind of get them back on track early. Still just 5-0, but not liking the early vibe of this game so far.
Dombeck picked up his first foul here on that rebound as Deng Rang had the inside position. Scholler with it to a Regbu here on the left side of the floor. And a foul called here over on the far end. Barra going to be charged with his first foul.
Yeah, he's trying to slide his feet over there to stay with the quickness of a Regbu down there on the baseline.
Well, the Bulldogs will key it in here from the sideline as they get it into Jimmy Scholler with a 5-0 lead. 18:20 to play in the first half. You're in tune to Bulldog basketball right here on Sunny 97.3 and online at FerrisStateBulldogs.com. Scholler left side to a Regbu here at mid-range for the Bulldogs. Working right at Barra. Inside out to Grasulis for three and good.
Nice shot there from deep by Grasulis as Bulldogs, Regbu with a foul right there, trying to put the press on right there. Almost a one-man press back there as Veas Grasulis going to come back down here. He's going to have to run the floor here if they get the ball inbounds.
They're able to inbound Barra, who will handle one-on-one against Solo, and Solo's putting the heat on him here. Some contact here, but no foul as he makes him kind of work up the floor with it. Back over on the right side of the front court set is Birchfield. Birchfield comes back, left side Barra trying to drive baseline, cut off by Davidson. Now on the near side, they dump it down low to Dombeck. Guarded by Deng Rang. Dombeck inside, tries to feed it, and an errant pass sells out of play. It'll be Bulldog basketball.
Oh, that's a tough pass right there. Kind of a underhanded hook-type pass from in the lane. Can't really see around Veas Grasulis, and that kind of was doomed for failure as soon as he left his hand, as soon as he came up with the idea.
8-0 lead here for the Bulldogs as Ferris State sets it up. Deng Rang with it, back near side to Solo. Regbu working off the dribble here, trying to work right at Barra. Missed the scooping lay-in. And a rebound out of play. Looks like it's going to be Davenport basketball.
Yeah, it's he did a good job of getting a step there. Good close, but not quite able to keep the ball in play for the Bulldogs here. They got a little press going on right there and trying to see if they can disrupt this offense.
Into the half-court set. Here comes DU in the black with the red numerals. Top side, Dombeck lost it. Picked up here by Jimmy Scholler. Scholler the other way, trying to get to the hoop. And goaltending should be called here. Might have been a and one type of call here. They're going to count the basket. I thought he was fouled at the end of the play as well.
Yeah, he got pinned that one against the backboard right there as he did. Coach Bronco allowed him some points. But he did. Jimmy Scholler did get bumped out of bounds there a little bit, and sometimes they can consider that part of the shot.
Substitutions here on both ends as both teams going to the bench here in this first half of play. As Ferris State will inbound, Michael Bingham will come on along with Amari Lee here for the Bulldogs. Barrett a handle here against the Regbu. Back near side as they move it here into the half-court set. With it is Jeff Carrier who comes on. Now a handoff on the near side by Jordan Sterling. Topside Dombeck. Now to Carrier. Back over to Sterling. Sterling into the lane. Little teardrop of the paint is up and good, and DU's on the board.
Yeah, they kind of worked that ball around the perimeter quite a bit. Kind of got the Bulldogs, kind of pulled the Bulldogs away from the lane and kind of opened it up for the dribble drive.
Davidson with it on the left side of the circle here for Ferris State. On a far side to Aregbu, who drives inside underneath, comes back to the right hand and not able to get it to fall. And Barra in traffic, able to pull it away. So good move by Aregbu, just not able to get the bucket to go. Barra will hoist the three. This one off the right side of the rim and rebounded by Michael Bingham for Ferris State. Amari Lee with it off to Davidson. Davidson here. Back to Bingham on the low block on the left side. Fadeaway jumper on the way off the back side, but rebounded by Veas Brazulis here for Ferris State. Now the Bulldogs push it back out top. Amari Lee has it over on the far side in the corner for Ferris State. Back to Bingham. Now Aregbu with it. Trying to work off the dribble. With 6 on the shot clock. Here comes Solo, right side, trying to get inside. Dumps it out to Grasulis, who cuts but could not finish. And a foul on the rebound, and we'll wait and see what this call is going to be. It looks like it's going to be on Leach here as the Bulldogs are going to be at the line, perhaps, or have possession at least when we come back. Ferris State leads it following the first media timeout. Leading Davenport here in GLIAC basketball action is that foul was called on Leach just prior to the media timeout, and at the stripe will be Bingham, who had the interior position for the Bulldogs, and he's going to get a couple free throws. First one up and good.
Yeah, speaking of leading, Deng Reng leading the Bulldogs with 5 points. Brazulis 3 so far. Jimmy Scholler with 2. And Michael Bingham, as Rob just described, just put himself in the scoring column.
So that makes it 11-2 here. Second try up and no good. Rattled out. Carrier with the rebound here on the defensive glass. Ethan Erickson comes on. Ferris State had a nice shooting game the other night as well against GVSU. Might have been a walk by Sterling just in front of us. Carrier has it on the right side of the floor. Looking for Leach. Bulldogs doing a good job of denying him. Far side, Dombeck trying to work against Grasulis. Big wide body here. And on the near side, out of bounds, it was Carrier who stepped out of play.
Yeah, Dombeck was trying to kind of muscle Veas Grasulis, and Veas just kept that big body on him. Bulldogs started Deng Reng on him earlier. Deng checked out, and now they put Veas Grasulis on him.
So Ferris State gets it back here as Lee will man the point here for the Bulldogs off the left side. Amari with it back to Veas. An open three from the top of the circle is up and good.
Yeah, Dombeck just doesn't want to come out and guard him.
Veas has knocked down a couple threes, and the Bulldogs have pushed the lead to 12 here as Leach sets it up in the half-court set for DU. Working against Lee into the lane. Veas comes on the help, and I think they're going to count the basket and a foul. They're going to count the basket here for Leach, and they got the Bulldogs with the foul call. So not sure who they called the foul on for sure for Ferris State, but it was a foul on the Bulldogs. Looks like it was called against Amari Lee.
That's I think Lee was being really aggressive right there, and that time Leach just kind of made up his mind that he was going to the basket right there as the lefty finishes off the three-point play, and Davenport showing full court pressure. They get a turnover.
And the Bulldogs give it back to him here as they come up with the steal. Near side, Barra feeds it off to Dombeck, and he draws the foul here against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Bulldogs not very good right there against the press at first glance. Looked like they had not really seen one before as Michael Bingham went up and tried to get a clean block, but ends up with the foul, and that'll put Dombeck at the free throw line here, the big man, near a 7-footer.
His first free throw is on the way, up and good. Looked pretty good on that one there as Reese Hazelton will come on. Aregbu will check on. Grasulis and Davidson step out here for the Bulldogs with 14:50 to play in the first half. Bulldog basketball presented by Venlo. Thanks as well to Lerner, Zerny, and Fast Financial and Remax, all sponsors here of Bulldog Athletics action. Jaden Terrell will come on now as Davenport goes a little bit deeper into the rotation here against the Bulldogs.
And a little bit bigger, too, in terms of their lineup here. Sterling's still in there, kind of a smallish guard, but they're pretty big, 2, 3, 4, and 5 positions.
Dombeck not able to connect on the second try as Amari Lee races up the floor with it over to Ethan Erickson, left wing here. Wanted to shoot, now kicks it away. The Bulldogs have Lee with the basketball and Dombeck on him, the big man. Lee drives inside, tried to feed it on the cut to Regbu and out of bounds. Going to remain here with Ferris State.
Yeah, Dombeck did a pretty good job there. Had a obvious foot speed mismatch there with Amari Lee, but did a good job of saying, you know what, if I got to give up something, I'd rather give up the jump shot.
Sideline inbounds play here, down to the right in front of the Davenport bench as Lee will key it up here for the Bulldogs. Amari picked up by Sterling. Now off the left side, step back jumper on the way is a little high. Bingham trying to keep it alive, but secured here by Jaden Terrell for Davenport. So DU back into the half-court set here as they set it up on the right side of the floor. Far side, back to the near side. Dombeck with it on the wing and threw it away. As looked like one of his teammates in Terrell was trying to go back door, and that's a turnover on Davenport.
Yeah, Terrell popped out to the wing, and he and Dombeck not quite on the same wavelength right there as Dombeck threw it to the wing and then had his man try to make a back cut on him.
James Felton, 6'10", redshirt freshman, will check on here for DU. Place of Dombeck on the inside. Here comes Solo, spinning back to the left side, and he lays it up and in.
Good looking drive there by Solo Regbu, getting to the basket and finishing with the left hand inside there as he curled off of that action right there at the top of the key.
His first basket of the ball game, inside out, and turnover again as Birchfield tossed it away.
Yeah, he did again. He kind of stopped in the lane right there, and then he kind of expected his guy on the wing and just kind of threw a wild pass out on the wing. That would have been tough even if his guy would have still been in that position because Amari Lee was right there.
Head coach Bert Paddock didn't like it either as Birchfield taken out of the ball game. Carrier comes on here again for Davenport. Ferris State offensively sets it up on the right side. Amari Lee with it here at the three-point stripe, trying to draw a couple defenders. Goes back to Regbu, one-on-one, inside out. Now Hazelton puts it on the deck for the Bulldogs. Short jumper here from 10 feet off the rim, and big rebound by Michael Bingham, who gets the putback.
Well, he climbed the ladder right there to get that rebound and then the putback.
He's a guy that's got better and better for the Bulldogs. Here's a lob and a jam at the other end by Felton.
Speaking of climbing the ladder, the big man wearing the unusual number 51, but nothing unusual about a big two-hand dunk.
Able to finish. Nice pass from Carrier. Looking up the floor in transition. 18-8. Ferris State leads it. Here inside of 13 minutes to go in the first half. Nice backdoor cut. Here comes Amari Lee for the reverse lay-in.
Good reverse layup there along the baseline. He is so quick right there. Good finish with the left hand on the opposite side.
Erickson will get the assist for the Bulldogs as he found him on the backdoor cut. Bulldogs trying to turn up the pressure here defensively as they played man-to-man throughout. Working off the right side is Leach. Inside out, a three from the corner. Well off the mark here for Sterling. And the Bulldogs with the defensive rebound. Up the floor, here comes Lee. All the way to the bucket, lays it up and in.
Yeah, great job there by Solo Regbu. He just kind of ran his man down the field, down the court here. We're about an hour, or about a day away from the field. And then Amari Lee just followed right up behind as Regbu.
8 lead here over Davenport in the early going.
Yeah, Coach Paddock not happy with what he's seen so far from his team. Bulldogs liking a lot of what they've seen so far. Pretty balanced scoring.
Davenport with possession of the basketball as they try to set it up here in the half-court set. Working it over to Carrier on the right side of the floor here on this offensive set. Now they go to Leach. He's been kind of quiet so far, trying to back down using his length here against Amari Lee. Tough shot is no good, but rebounded by Felton on the backside, and he draws the foul.
Yeah, Leach has got a definite height advantage over Amari Lee, but Amari Lee is tough, strong kid, and not going to be muscled inside.
Solomon Regbu picks up his second here for Ferris State as Felton will be at the stripe. And the first free throw off target a little bit around the right side of the rim right there. Shooting kind of into the Ferris State football team along the baseline.
He is. Caleb Murphy, of course, right there on the front row as well. A little bit better on that one is nothing but net right here. Is a little light full court pressure here from Davenport, but this is the press breaker right here.
Lee will set it up here into the half-court attack for the Bulldogs. Right wing with it is Erickson. Back to Regbu. Solo with it back to Ethan here on the near side. An open three on the way. Good!
And that's the kind of shot that he's going to hit a lot of there. Is a little stare down right there between Ethan and Jaden Terrell and a carry.
Turnover here against Davenport on the far side of the floor as Leach called for the carry. And Davenport going to go to the bench here as the Bulldogs will as well. Regbu will check out here for Ferris State as Deng Reng will come back on. Jimmy Scholler got a return as well here for the Bulldogs. And now Veas Grasulis will come on.
I was just watching a documentary about and one, and that looked like a kind of a dribble move from the old and one mixtape tour right there as the officials not an appreciation for and one.
Deng Reng will check out now. No, he won't. It looks like he was starting to come off. Now Bingham will check out here for the Bulldogs.
So I think we finally got it right, as long as you got the right number of people out there on the floor at the by the time the whistle goes off, or by the time the buzzer goes off.
Scholler with it here on the right side of the floor. Back out top to Amari Lee. The Bulldogs have Davidson, Grasulis, and Deng Reng out there as well. And a strip of the ball coming off the backside from Carrier, but fortunately out of play. It'll remain with the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Carrier read that the Bulldogs were really looking to get the ball into Veas, even though they really did a pretty good job of pushing them off the block.
Ferris State offensively will go back here on the near side to Omari Lee. Back to Veas. Another three on the way. This time rattles off the rim. Rebounded, though, by Davidson. Back to Grasulis, and he lays it up and in.
Yeah, that's one where Davenport should have had that, but they didn't, and Jalen Hodges kind of mishandled the ball a little bit, and Ben Davidson with an assist to Veas.
Commanding lead for the Bulldogs here at 27-9. 11:07 to play still in the first half here today. Near sideline with it out wide is Hodges. Hodges pulls up from 16 feet, up and good. Pretty shot right there.
That's a big-time looking play right there. One-on-one play. Can't ask for much more than that.
Lee with it back here on the right wing over to Jimmy Scholler on the far side of the circle. Jimmy takes a couple dribbles back to Ben Davidson. Davidson puts it on the floor, drives inside, dumps it off to Deng Reng, who powers it up and draws the foul.
It looked like he was powering up for a dunk right there, and then he kind of had that those big men right there from Davenport get over just in time to foul him as he was getting ready to wind up for one of those big dunks like we saw on Thursday against Grand Valley.
Been nice to have Deng back in the lineup here. Of course, missed last season due to injury, but he's been a welcome addition back here into the Ferris State lineup. Free throw up and good as he connects on the first opportunity for the Bulldogs.
Good minutes by Amari Lee as he checks out Ethan Erickson back in the game for the Bulldogs.
Braxton Miller will come on here for Davenport as he checks on for the first time. With 10:40 to go in the first half, 28-11. Ferris State with a 17-point advantage here, almost to the midway point here of this first half. Second free throw up and good. And now another substitution is the big man, Dombeck, going to come back on. He'll replace Carrier here into the Davenport lineup. So two big men out there here for DU.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Paddock wants to maybe keep those at least two of those big men in there at all times. So going to have like a three-person rotation right there, trying to keep two in there at all times.
Bulldogs trying to make them work the ball up the floor. Here comes Hodges near side against Scholler. Jimmy did a better job this time. Tough shot here off the front side of the iron and pulled away here by Deng Reng for Ferris State. A three in transition from Davidson is up and good.
Yeah, one thing Jimmy Scholler does so well is Coach Paddock going to take another timeout. One thing that Jimmy does so well is he keeps you in front. Two huge wins out in South Dakota. And since then, the Bulldogs have been playing tremendous basketball.
Ferris State defensively trying to pick up here the full court press as Barra will handle here into the half court set. He's got Miller on his right. Miller has it here for DU as they work it back to Hodges here at the top of the circle. 15 on the shot clock. Hodges right side to Dombeck. Now on the left wing to Barra. Barra off the high screen into the lane. Goes inside out. Hodges from the corner will fire the three. This one rattles off. Rebounded, though, by Dombeck, and he will draw the contact here against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you almost hate to foul him on a shot like that. He was shooting a hook shot from pretty close to outside the paint right there, and it looked like he was going to miss it badly. Probably one way or the other. Bulldogs just maybe helped him miss it a little bit more bad by fouling him there in the process of that shot. And first free throw, again, banging it off the front of the rim.
That would no good as Nate Clairbout will check on. Veas Grasulis will step away for the Bulldogs. So Clairbout, the redshirt freshman, will come on here for Ferris State as Dombeck will have one more with 9:53 to play here in the first half. Still a 32-11 score. Free throw up and good as he made one of two. Ferris State trying to handle the pressure, almost a turnover. Deng Reng able to get it back to Jimmy Scholler as the Bulldogs working up the floor to Ben Davidson. Step back three on the way. No good here, but a long rebound pulled out here by the Bulldogs. So Ferris State will get ready here offensively as the Bulldogs keep possession Over on the far side, Erickson back to the near side with it for Ferris State. Deng Reng from the point for three, and up and good.
Yeah, I tell you what, he might not shoot it as well on the move, but you let him square his shoulders, he can hit it from about anywhere on the floor.
Bulldogs have knocked down 6 threes already here in the ball game. As Davenport having trouble getting it in and forced to take another timeout here. So another timeout called here by DU with 9:13 to play in this first half, and it's 35-12. Keep it right here. This will be a 30 for it. Ferris State here on the defensive end here in the full court press as Deng Reng will defend the basketball. Now trying to deny here as they get it in to Berra. Berra able to handle here as they set it up here across the timeline offensively. Davenport with it off the high screen from Felton. Lob back inside to Felton, and it was turned over. Nice play by Nate Clairbout, the big man. Erickson on the wing, in the front court. Step back three, good!
I tell you what, they have not cooled down much since Thursday here, and so that extra day hasn't cooled the Bulldogs off.
Ferris State able to connect right there as the Bulldogs have put up 38 points already here in this first half. Allowed just 12 to DU. Off the right side, Berra to Dombeck. Back left side, Hodges through the screen here. Will hand away. Now to Braxton Miller.
Illegal.
And an illegal screen going to be called. Just not working in Davenport's favor right now here this afternoon.
Yeah, just a little extra effort right there on the dribble handoff there, and trying to free his man up, but ends up being an offensive foul.
Head coach Bert Paddock with his face in his hands here, not entirely pleased with what's going on here in terms of his team's performance today. Erickson almost got the three to go, was fouled on the play, and he's going to get 3 free throws here, I believe.
Coach Paddock going to be a little bit less happy with that, as his team right now just really struggling against a Bulldog team that is just locked in.
That was very close to being a 4-point play, as that one looked like it was down and came back out here for Ethan Erickson. He'll be at the stripe for the Bulldogs to shoot 3 free throws here for Ferris State. And the first one, no good here for Ethan. That one kind of rattled away.
Yeah, he usually pretty close to money in the bank right here at the free throw line, and he certainly from long range.
Leach will come back on here as Berra will check out. An early horn right there, but did not distract Erickson as he knocked home the free throw for the Bulldogs.
Give us that point. No, wrong side. Point on the wrong side.
And the second one up and good. Should be 40-12 here in favor of Ferris State. As ball in the backcourt here being handled by Hodges. Here Coach Bronkema making sure that those points are put on the right side.
He's paying attention to everything right here. It's typical with Coach Bronkema here.
Down the lane, inside out here as points were going up. They just hadn't got up maybe quick enough for him. Near side, off the dribble. Here comes Felton inside. Clairbout cuts him off, forces the contested shot, and the Bulldogs rebounded on the backside of the glass. Deng Reng leading the break.
Look at this.
Erickson wide open for three. Good!
And another one from downtown right here as Coach Paddock. I don't know if he wants to use any more timeouts right now, as they are just. He's only got one timeout left.
Impressive as first half as we've seen from the Bulldogs at both ends of the floor here in some time. Off the dribble, here comes Leach inside. Nice dump off to Felton, who lays it up and in.
Yeah, they had to move up to stop the penetration by Leach. And
they're going to call a turnover here on the Bulldogs. It looks like they might have stepped over the inbounds line. That will lead us to a media timeout. Nonetheless, Ferris State leads it 43-14. We'll be back in 60 seconds right here on Sunny 97.3.
JD Fit in downtown Big Rapids not only promotes a great environment for building a better lifestyle, but offers fitness coaching.
The line right there when they called that one. So, but turnover is a turnover here as Bulldogs still nonetheless playing really well. Ethan Erickson with 11 points to lead the way. Deng Reng with 10, 8 for Vegas Grazulis.
Ferris State to inbound here or Davenport to inbound here as they get it into Dombeck, trying to work at Clairbout. He forced another tough shot, but Dombeck, the big man, able to hit it.
I'll tell you what, shooting that over the top of a 7-footer right there from that distance, that's a tough shot.
Back the other way, here comes Amari Lee with it for Ferris State. Backdoor cut to Erickson, who dumps it off to Clairbout, and he was going to go up, I think, to try to jam that one home, but Dombeck stole it away.
Yeah, it's tough. The pass came, ball popped into the hands a little bit low for a 7-footer.
Dombeck in the paint, not able to get this one to go, and the Bulldogs with the rebound as Ferris State wants to push. Amari Lee with it here for the Bulldogs. Driving to the hole for the lay-in.
Oh, what a finish and drop that drive by Amari Lee. He is so quick and strong.
He's really coming alive here at the point for the Bulldogs. Played some better basketball as of late as Davenport works it down to Dombeck here. And Clairmont forcing him well out to the three-point line. Braxton Miller back to Dombeck. He wants to hoist the three, and it's up and good.
He's a versatile inside-outside big man.
He now has here 7 points for DU to lead the Panthers, but it's 45-19 here with 6:19 to play in the half. Lee again for the Bulldogs. Goes right at Dombeck and draws the foul. Did a nice job of kind of shifting in the air to get the shot up and off the glass.
Well, that strength allows him to take that big bump by Dombeck and still manage to get up a credible shot off the foul.
So this will send Amari Lee to the stripe here for Ferris State, as Lee will get a couple free throws here for the Bulldogs. For ticket scores, merchandise, video, and more, be sure to log on to FerrisStateBulldogs.com. Free throw by Lee, up and in. As Reese Hazelton will return here for Ferris State, and Clairmont will take a seat here for the Bulldogs as he gets a high five from the Ferris State staff coming off the floor.
Good minutes by Big Nate.
Second opportunity here for Lee. The junior transfer here in the backcourt for the Bulldogs is on the way. This one up and good. He's got 8 points already here for Ferris State.
This is the pressing unit right here for the Bulldogs, so they're pretty small.
They almost got Leach to turn it over here, but he handles it back into the half-court attack here for DU. Leach will set it up out wide on the right. Back to Carrier. A near steal by Bingham, and foul going to be called instead here against the Bulldogs.
Amari Lee had a pretty good look at it. He thought that was pretty clean.
So that'll be number 2 here on Bingham, as Michael picks up his second, just the 16th foul, though, on Ferris State. So it'll be Davenport to key it in here on the sideline. Panther basketball here as they set it up topside, back left wing. Davenport on the near side to Hodges. Hodges comes out front. Now inside at the high post, turnaround shot in the paint. Off target here, a rebound by Carrier. That shot blocked by Bingham. He got it right back and taken away again, and a jump ball going to be called.
Well, I tell you what, it's a block party down in Big Rapids. There's Michael Bingham taking a 2 of them right there, so hosting 2 different block parties right there on the same possession.
Bulldogs, a couple blocks here in the ball game, both of them from Bingham here after that possession right there. 5:40 to play here as Ferris State works it the opposite way. Lee in transition again, inside out to Aregbu, back on. Now Hazelton out wide to Erickson. Ethan with it, step back 3, an arching 3. That one almost went. Aregbu with the offensive rebound. Solo back to the hole, and the up and under just spins away, and Dombeck kind of reaches over and takes it out of his hands.
Boy, I tell you what, Bulldogs so aggressive right there. Still almost made something happen.
Far sideline, Leach goes to Dombeck, and they're going to wave this one off. He's fouled on the floor on the drive to the hole, and that foul could be on Reese Hazelton here for the Bulldogs. That'll be his first. So this will put Dombeck at the line here in a 1-1 set.
Ethan Erickson comes out. We bring in another sharpshooter in Ben Davidson.
5:11 to play here in the first half. Ferris State leads it 47-19. All right, here on Sunny 97.3, online coverage at FerrisStateBulldogs.com is Dombeck trying to put some points here on the board, not able to do so as Bingham grabs his 7th rebound here in this ball game already for Ferris State today. Amari Lee with it. Nice cut here by Aregbu to the hole, and he lays it up and in.
Boy, great off-the-ball movement there by the Bulldogs. Solo Aregbu.
Amari Lee with the assist for Ferris State, able to find Aregbu, and it's 30-point Bulldog lead here at 49-19 here inside of 5 minutes to go in the first half. Leach off the dribble, back to the right. Dumps it off of the paint to Dombeck. He swarmed 4 white jerseys right there, but a reach-in foul going to be charged here to the Bulldogs. That one will be on Bingham, and that'll be his 3rd. So 3rd on Bingham as Ferris State will send Dombeck back to the stripe with 4:42 to go. They called the foul on Bingham. Coach Brockema trying to make sure it was on him. Amari Lee saying it was on him, but does not look like that's going to be changed.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have to check out. Deng Reng going to pop back in here.
Jordan Sterling will come back on for Davenport as well here today. Ferris State on the road on Friday night at Northern Michigan, where the men will play first at 5:30, the women's game at 7:30. And then next Sunday, Ferris State will be at Michigan Tech. Missed free throw here, and Davidson with the defensive rebound. Lee wants to push here in transition on the right side of the floor for the Bulldogs. Into the paint here, stripped of the ball, and that one taken away. Steal here from Hodges, I believe, underneath. Leach near side, crosses over back into the lane. Dump feed to Dombeck. Ball loose on the floor, but he picks it back up. Has Hazelton behind him. Now fades away on the baseline and up and good.
Looking like Akeem Olajuwon right there with the little baseline fadeaway.
He's got 10 points here. He's been a productive interior player here thus far in the ball game for DU. But really their only sign of life offensively. 49-22. Hazelton to Deng Reng. Kind of bobbled it. Now back to a Regbu, and a hand check going to be called here against Sterling as Solo was trying to drive past him here on the clear out on the near side.
Bulldogs going to get a couple of fresh bodies in here. Amari Lee going to get a much deserved break here, but everybody's going to get a break right now.
Media timeout on the court. Final one of the first half. Ferris State leads at 40. Inside of 4 minutes left here in the first half.
So you would expect that Davenport's going to make a bit of a push here, and Bulldogs trying to withstand it here in this last 4 minutes here of the first half.
Solomon Regbu at the stripe here for Ferris State as the free throw is up and no good. Rattles off the rim, and Felton back on, grabs the rebound here for DU as he pulls it away, and they'll set it up here in the half-court set. Little 1-4 look here as they get the high screen. Leach off the right side, kicks it away in the corner. Baseline drive here. The Bulldogs trying to help and recover. Now Hodges has it on the left wing. Down low to Felton. Felton squares up on Grasulis here with 10 on the shot clock. Spins on the baseline. Feeds it off to the backside, and Carrier not able to hold on to it. Now a tie-up called. Bodies on the floor. And it's going to be Panther basketball.
Yeah,
so
nothing bad there, just good hard play.
All of that for nothing. It'll remain with DU here along the baseline.
Two teams, two big men going the floor, playing good, aggressive, clean ball.
3:33 to play here before halftime, and now maybe a discussion as to whether the shot clock should reset or not. Did possession ever change is going to be the question here.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it. So it looks like I'm thinking they're going to make an adjustment here. I think whoever the replay official is, he might have to get ready.
Well, wait and see here. They are looking over at the Ferris State bench. They're hearing from the Bulldog bench, and no call as of yet. And
he was about halfway to the scorer's table, and then he said, "Well, let's chat this out just a little bit more."
They will discuss. It looks like they're going to take some time down. They're going to put it at 20 seconds. So 20 seconds here for Davenport. They'll keep possession here along the baseline with 3:33 to play here in the opening half of action as they try to throw it in. Looking for Carrier on the lob. They go to Felton instead out top. He sets it up here off the dribble drive on the near side. Sterling shot off the rim. Rebounded by Solomon Regbu for the Bulldogs on the move. Chase from behind and stripped to the ball, though. Good hustle by Sterling to come back and make the play. Now back the opposite way here. Hodges to Leach. Leach with it, picked up by Scholler. Leach steps back, 3-ball in the air. This one no good, and Regbu with another rebound as he gets it back defensively for Ferris State.
Great job there by Jimmy Scholler again, keeping him in front.
Ferris State near side. Scholler bumped out top, goes near side to Regbu. Looking down low for Deng Reng, and a foul from behind as Deng was trying to post up, saw the mismatch inside. And this foul going to be on Leach, who will pick up his second.
Leach was trying to get over the top right there to defend, but just a little bit too much contact right there for the officials' liking, and he picks up that foul.
So that will be team foul number 9 as Deng Reng at the line. Still be a 1-on-1 set here. Free throw up and good as Deng connects. He's got 11. Erickson has 11 here for Ferris State this afternoon. The Bulldogs in this first half shooting 63% from the floor and 73% from beyond the three-point stripe. Also 73% at the line here is Deng Reng's second try, up and good. Now 4 of 4 from the line, 3 of 3 from the floor. He's had an impressive first half. Up the floor, here comes Hodges on the near side as the Bulldogs have increased their lead here to 51-22. 29-point advantage here for Ferris State just before the half with 2:44 to go. Leach, right side, hesitates and drives. Tried to kick it inside to Felton. And a turnover here as the Bulldogs come up with the steal. And Deng Reng with the jam.
Wait for the big man to run the floor. Good find right there for the big throwdown.
Ferris State gets the play as Deng Reng tosses it home for the Bulldogs. Near side out top as they work it around here underneath. And the ball thrown away. And it's Going to be another turnover, I think, here on Davenport.
Carson Gulker, Bulldog quarterback, with the reception over there in the end zone.
And it looks like Mari Lee's going to come on here for Ferris State. He'll check back on for Solomon Oregbu here for the Bulldogs as the Bulldogs get the substitution here. And now trying to inbound here. They get it in on the 53-22 edge. Bulldogs into the half-court set here with 2:09 to go. Lee right side to Davidson. Ben with it as Ferris State works it down a little further on the wing to Deng Reng. Around the horn to Amari Lee. Lee with it down low inside, and Veas wide open for the lay-in.
Great work there by Veas Grazulis. He was calling that play. Swing the ball to the opposite side. He got deep post position right there, and a great job finding him.
He's in double digits with 10 as well as Davenport sets it up in the half-court set. Leach with 20 on the shot clock, just holding. Now off the screen from Felton, trying to draw the switch. They go back to Felton. He goes inside out. Baseline here is Sterling. Back to Felton on the inside. Now to Carrier on the outside, and traveling call.
Yeah, just shuffled those feet. Got a little happy right there with the feet, and pretty easy call right there from where we were sitting, which is pretty much right in back of that play.
12th turnover of the half here for Davenport with 90 seconds remaining as the Bulldogs work it on the right wing here to Deng Reng. Deng back to Lee. Now topside with it is Jimmy Scholler on the arc. Back to Amari, and an offensive foul going to be called inside. This one will be on Deng Reng. He was trying to post up and get position. He just picked up his second for the Bulldogs.
Getting Carrier. Oh, ooh. Yeah, it looked like kind of trying to throw his arm away there a little bit and picked up that foul.
Carrier trying to get it in. Barely got it in before the 5-second call as the Bulldogs have kind of turned up the heat at times here in this first half defensively. Into the half-court set. Handling is Hodges. Hodges over to Carrier. Another near steal by Deng Reng. Able to avoid the foul. Here comes Leach near side. Bulldogs able to help it get back. Carrier again with it. Now on a wing. Near side, Hodges from downtown. Off the front side. The rebound tipped up and into the hands of Leach, who will hoist the three. He could not get this to go, and Deng Reng with the board. Scholler on the move. Up the floor. Trying to find someone open. He goes to Deng, the trailer, and he's going to be called for the traveling violation.
Yeah. You just gotta kind of plant those feet and just be careful, or just making a decisive move there.
44.8 seconds to go. The Bulldogs will come back on with Reese Hazelton. Inbound pass here to Hodges, being chased by the Bulldogs. He drives the lane, and Veas challenged him. And the Bulldogs come down with the rebound. Mari Lee out to Davidson for three. This one a little bit short, and the rebound out of bounds. It's going to remain here with the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you got to. He came down and tried to dunk on the big man right there, and Big Veas saying, not on my clock.
So Ferris State to key it in here along the baseline. Head coach Andy Brockema telling his team, let's get a post touch inside. The Bulldogs have shot some threes here in the first half, able to get it to Amari Lee here on the outside. 12-second difference here between the shot clock and the game clock here inside of 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Davidson down low. There's the post touch. Veas Grazulis on the lob for the lay-in.
That's too easy, especially with no backside help.
Veas now with 12 here as the Bulldogs increase the advantage. Davenport can kind of play here for the final shot. 10 seconds to go as the shot clock turned off. Hodges has it one-on-one against Davidson out top. Hand off to Carrier. He might have shuffled the feet again. Back to Hodges with one. He gets it away. Well off target. That'll do it as Ferris State comes down with the rebound and takes a 57-22 lead here into halftime.
Boy, that was an impressive first half performance by the Bulldogs. Dominant from start to finish.
We'll take a 2-minute timeout. Back to recap the first half number. Davenport will come back out with Berra at the point. He'll be joined by Dombeck, Birchfield, along with Hodges and Leach, the five starters out there here for DU as Ferris State will get the basketball to start half number 2. We are underway as the Bulldogs work from right to left here as we sit courtside next to the Bulldog bench. Scholler with it here for Ferris State, looking for Veas down low. Deng Reng with it to Oregbu. Bulldogs work it back to the point as Solo dribbles on the right side. Back to Deng Reng. Shot clock at 12 here for Ferris State. Now Ben Davidson on the cut. Back to Scholler. It's blocked, but he's fouled. And we'll see who this foul is charged on. It looks like it'll be on Birchfield here, who will pick up his first for DU.
Great job feeding the post, and kind of a give and go right there as Jimmy Scholler fouled on his way to the basket after the pass from from Ben Davidson.
So an early foul here to start the second half is Scholler here, the Forest Hill Central product, able to knock home the first free throw here for the Bulldogs.
You know, Jimmy's one of those guys that not always going to score a lot of points, but he's a glue guy offensively and underrated defender.
Able to poke that rebound loose as well as he tipped it into the hands of Grasulis. Now will hoist the three. Not able to get it to fall and cleared out here by Davenport. So the Bulldogs get 1 point in that opening possession here with 19:20 to play in the ball game. Handoff right side. Barra with it back to the top of the circle to Birchfield. Now over on the left side of the floor. Leach with it back to Birchfield, who drives right side. Deng Reng there to contest the shot. And the Bulldogs able to come down with the rebound as Ferris State runs it up the floor, but the Bulldogs not able to hold on to it as it was turned over, and Birchfield comes out with it.
Well, if he catches that clean, that might be a thunderous throwdown.
Near side with it is Barra. Down low, Dombeck on the backdoor cut to Barra, who lays it up and in.
Yeah, they saw the Bulldogs do that at the other end. They said, well, we might as well try that one too. And again, feed the post, kind of a cut backdoor, and get a layup if everything is executed to perfection.
Ferris State offensively goes to a Regbu, who drives, tried the lay-in from the near side, and it bounces off the backside as Leach races up the floor, drives to the hole. Off-balance shot is no good. Battle for the rebound, and the Bulldogs come out of the pack with it as Davidson corrals it for Ferris State. Scholler up the floor to Deng Reng, who cuts and is fouled.
That's Brockema lobbying for an intentional foul. Don't think he's going to get that one.
Foul called against Dombeck as he did kind of reach and push him, but they're not going to call that here with the score at 58-24, so Deng Reng will be at the stripe.
No, you certainly cannot have that expectation. If it's maybe a 10-point game, maybe.
Deng Reng at the line. First free throw up and good. He's got 15, having a nice ball game for the Bulldogs, and still is yet to miss from the floor or from the line here in this contest, which means we probably just jinxed him here this afternoon.
Let's hope the people that control jinxes, hopefully they did not get wind of that here. Let's see what happens.
Second opportunity here for Deng is on the way and good as he's still perfect. Now 6 of 6 from the stripe, and the Bulldogs have a 60-24 lead here early on in this second half of action. Here comes Leach into the front court set. Checked that it was Hodges. Now Birchfield with it over to Barra. Back topside Dombeck. They work around the horn, trying to post up down low, and Scholler going to be called for the reach around foul here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they were trying to isolate Leach in the post against him right there, and Jimmy must have had him with the left hand as he went to reach for the steal with the right hand.
I thought they had, but I'm not sure they called a foul. Might have just been out of bounds.
I really didn't see a lot of contact.
Still no fouls on the scoreboard here. I did not see a signal. Here's Leach from downtown.
Wow.
Long three here and pulled away by a Regbu. Solo with it here. A lot of reaching going on here, and a foul on the floor here with 17:57 to go. Going to be called against Dombeck, who all of a sudden in foul trouble with 4 fouls.
Yeah, he's picked up a few right there, and that time trying to reach from behind on a guard, penetrating the lane.
So he'll have to check out as Felton will come back on here for Davenport. This will give Ferris State possession here along the baseline as Jimmy Scholler will inbound. Deng Reng with it here, trying to back down. Now to Grasulis. Veas with it. Now spins it out front. Left side of the floor to a Regbu. Solo with it back to Deng. Over on the right side to Jimmy Scholler. Scholler, the bounce feed inside to Veas. Not able to get it to go here. And Deng Reng made a good effort, but rebounded here by Hodges. Up the floor here, and his pass way too long.
Yeah.
He was looking for the deep route, and it was not there.
Yeah, he was saw that there was no safety back there and just thought he could throw it, but just slightly overthrew it.
Ferris State with a 60-24 lead here, 17:30 to go as the Bulldogs set it up here in the half-court set. Right side of the floor with it is Solomon Oregbu. Now inside, Veas on the cut. Might have been partially blocked right there and rebounded underneath by Felton.
Yeah, the one thing you got to do, you can't anticipate being fouled. You just got to go and shoot the shot. If they foul you, they foul you. If they don't, they don't.
Birchfield kicks it on the left side. Now they go down low to Felton. Felton underneath on the baseline, lost the handle and turns it over as Ferris State again forces the errant mistake here for Davenport. That's their 14th turnover as the Bulldogs will come back on. Bingham will check on. Amari Lee going to check on for the first time in the second half as Scholler and Deng Reng will get the first breathers here for Ferris State.
This is one of those Bulldogs who know they're going to see some pressure right here. You just want to get the ball into Amari Lee and just basically clear out.
Lee has it here for Ferris State as he works it up the floor to Bingham on the move. Michael with it, back to Aregbu in the corner. He puts it on the deck. Inside, drives to the hole and scores.
Sweet drive right there. Started with a great decision against the press as Amari Lee kind of sensed that the trap was coming, threw over the top of the trap, and gave the Bulldogs an advantage.
Back the opposite way. Here is Hodges, cut off by Bingham. Now to Leach. Leach crosses over into the lane. Tough shot here, up and good.
Yeah, it was a tough shot. Kind of a hook sweeping across the lane right there, but he got it to drop.
Aregbu with it, left open from 16 feet, up and in.
Yeah, good job to regather himself there after the contact against Davenport, and he just pulled up and shot that with a lot of confidence.
Ferris State now with a 64-26 edge with 16:20 to go in this contest. Left wing with it is Hodges. Back topside to Leach. Mari Lee up on him here defensively. Trying to make him work. Here comes Birchfield, and Bingham was trying to block that shot or pass away and going to pick up the foul here for the Bulldogs. And that'll be number 4 on Michael.
Yeah, I think he kind of reached down trying to block it right there, and could have just ideally you shuffle your feet and just try to look big, be big right there as Barra with the 3 from the corner.
So he's able to knock that one home here for Davenport as Bulldogs will set it up here on the near side into the half-court set. With it, topside is Davidson. Davidson puts it on the floor here for the Bulldogs, off to Bingham underneath. And his shot blocked away.
Wow.
Rebounded, but turned over here by Davenport.
Yeah, that's just not. It was not a smart pass technique there. Not a bad idea, but just a poor pass.
We have reached a media timeout. Ferris State leads it 64-29. We'll be back in 60s today as the Bulldogs have a 64-29 lead here with still 15:47 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, Bulldogs have just been strong just from start to finish here at Davenport. I think is maybe hoping at some point they're just going to let up a touch right here. They got a little trap going against Amari Lee. Amari Lee says, I'm good.
He clears it out here as he'll man the point here for Ferris State. Amari into the half-court set. 1-4 look here for the Bulldogs. Backdoor cut here and a lay-in from Aregbu.
Great read right there. Almost a two-man game right there between Amari Lee and Solo Aregbu.
And Solo now in double figures here with 10 as the Bulldogs drew out a nice set coming out of that timeout. 66-29. Topside Birchfield goes backdoor to Leach. He could not finish as Felton got the rebound, missed the first tip in, then missed the second one as well as finally Ferris State grabs the board. Lee with it here for the Bulldogs as he sets it up to Hazelton out top. Down left side wing to Davidson, who tried to drive to the hole, tipped around from behind by Hodges, going to remain with the Bulldogs.
Coach Brockman wanted a foul right there on the reach around from behind, but not going to call that too often with the score looking like it is right now.
Sterling will check out here. These officials, I think, want to get out of here in a hurry, too, with this score where it stands here with still 15 minutes remaining. As Lee will inbound to Hazelton along the baseline. Reese with it here for Ferris State, dribbles back and kicks it away to Davidson. Davidson crosses over back to the near side and going to be bumped on the play by Sterling as he had just came on and picks up his second foul here in the afternoon.
He was anticipating Ben Davidson pulling up for a 3 right there, and Ben said, nope, not quite. I sense that you're coming, and I'm going to drive it a little bit more and draw the contact.
So Ferris State will inbound here, baseline left, as Lee will key it in here for the Bulldogs. Looking for Aregbu here on the inside cut. Solo with it into the paint here. Good head fake here, leans in and almost got the bucket. Drew the foul instead, and we'll head to the stripe here as foul is called on Birchfield, who picks up his second.
Great work again by the Bulldogs as they continue to kind of hurt Davenport in a lot of different ways in the transition game and the post game, and that time, at least the last few sets, they've been really working at half-court offense.
Big thanks goes out to Pepsi and Gatorade for their support of the Bulldogs as Solo knocks home the first free throw, now with 11 here in the ball game. Vegas has 12. Those two on the floor right now, both in double figures here for Ferris State with 14:43 to go. Second try up and good as he connects on the pair. As Ferris State continues to increase this advantage here, might be the largest lead of the afternoon here for the Bulldogs with where we stand. 68-29 here. Off the left, back to the right. Here is Berra, and Bulldogs thought he might have walked, but I think a push called from behind here against Ben Davidson.
Yeah, they kind of ran that high screen action right there. Ben caught trailing there. A little bit of a reach in from behind right there off the right side of the body. So
officials might have looked at the scoreboard, saw it was 5-1, want to even it out a little bit. That's just the second team foul here on Ferris State in this second half. Leach from the corner, not able to get the three to fall. And
nice
rebound pass.
Look out.
Here comes Lee, and he was going up with the jam and draws the foul.
You knew Amari Lee was loading up for a dunk right there. He was ready to pound that one down.
Good chase from behind here as he was fouled off the far side by Leach, who will pick up his third foul, and this will put Amari at the stripe. And I think Leach might have taken the brunt of that collision as he was a little slow to get up off the court.
He hit that floor kind of hard. He's still trying to shake it off.
Amari Lee at the line here for Ferris State. First free throw is no good as that one rattles away. Ethan Erickson will come on as Davidson gets a round of applause. The senior veteran here for Ferris State checks out of the lineup, and Carrier will come on here for Davenport. So Felton will head to the bench here. Of course, Dombeck already on the bench with 4 fouls. They elect not to bring him back in just yet with 14:24 to go.
Davenport going a little bit smaller right now. He's still got Carrier in the game, but otherwise relatively small. Certainly an athletic lineup for them in right now.
40-point Ferris State lead at 69-29 with 14:20 to play here in this GLIAC matchup today. Bulldogs off to a strong start here in GLIAC action, at least thus far here in this ball game. Three from Berra off the front side of the iron, and the rebound cleared here by the Bulldogs. Up the floor near side, a Regbu from downtown on the wing, up and good.
Boy, great job there by the Bulldogs, pushing hard. Good job there by Solo Regbu running the wing there and spotting up there for the three.
Able to knock it home from the left side as the Bulldogs have continued to increase this advantage. On the near side, a near turnover here. Berra able to track it down, has Hazelton on him. Berra hesitates a couple times now, trying to draw the switch to get Grasulis on him. Instead goes to Carrier, who could not get the three to go, and another rebound here underneath for the Bulldogs. Another pass ahead. Here comes a Regbu into the lane. Gets the bucket in the foul.
Bulldogs are clicking right now as another deuce here and a chance to get to the free throw line, and it has been all Bulldogs, 74-29.
Fans around the GLIAC or around the region might look at this score and wonder if something's wrong with our live statistics here today. If they're not tuned in, dominating score here, and Ferris State continuing to add to this lead here early in the second half as the free throw is up and in.
Bulldogs going to get a little rest here for Bayes Grasulis, and bringing in guy with a lot of potential in this Bulldog lineup, Nate Clairbout.
So Clairbout checks in. He's helped there, right there helping defend on the press as Birchfield has it on the move here. Birchfield to the hole, lays it up and in at the other end.
Yeah, he's able to get ahead of Nate, who was chasing him down a little bit, but a little extra speed right there, able to get all the way to the basket.
Mari Lee here at the top of the circle for Ferris State. Looking back door, comes left wing instead here to Ethan Erickson. 15 on the shot clock. Ethan off the high screen, back to Nate. Nate, one dribble inside, the one-hander in the lane, up and good.
Good job there by the big man as Carrier took away his initial move right there, but good job there by Nate to steady himself right there, and then the little half hook in the lane right by the GLIAC logo.
77-31 lead here for the Bulldogs. Off the left side here.
Illegal screen.
Illegal screen going to be called here against DU as they get the illegal screen here on Carrier.
Yeah, Mari Lee took a shot right there. Looks like he's going to be okay, but trying to shake that one off.
So Carrier will pick up the foul. That's his second here of the afternoon as the Bulldogs inbounded here to Erickson. Back to Lee with 12:40 to go. 77-31 Ferris State today as the Bulldogs will set it up here in the half-court offense. Reese Hazelton with it here for the Bulldogs. Hands it away to Erickson. Back to Clairbout at the point. His pass on the wing. Tracked down here. Almost stolen away, but a Regbu right there with it for Ferris State. Solo off the high screen from Nate. Back to Reese. Long three from Hazelton off the front side of the iron and pulled down here by Davenport. DU with it back into the half-court set. On the wing right side, Berra with it. Lee runs into the screen again. Able to get back here underneath the pass inside to Birchfield, who leans in on Hazelton, trying to stay down, could not, and going to pick up the foul here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you called it right there. It's just so tempting to try to block that shot right there, and got Reese to finally jump right there after a series of moves to draw the foul.
So Birchfield will head to the line as he'll get 2 shots here for Davenport as he tries to cut into this Bulldog lead. Not able to do so here on this first opportunity. As Ferris State going to the bench here as the Bulldogs will come on with some new faces here. Jimmy Scholler returns. Michael Bingham as well. They'll stay out there with Nate Clairbout and Ethan Erickson, and on for the first time will come Brandon Clairbout here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Mario Lee was long conversation with the official saying he's thinking he took a shot to the face there, but it's going to probably be left at that.
So the Bulldogs awaiting the free throw from Birchfield. Could not get this one to go either, and rebounded here by Bingham off the backside as Ferris State with a 77-31 lead in the basketball goes out top to Bingham. Michael with it on the handoff to Brandon Clairbout. Now to Nate. Handoff to Erickson. Erickson at the three-point stripe. Back to Bingham here on the weave out top. Scholler back to Bingham. Nice play here, and he missed the jam for the Bulldogs. Rebounded on the backside.
Yeah, good job bothering that shot right there because we know Michael Bingham ready to throw that one down.
Barra out front, picked up by Nate Clairbout. Drives the lane, tripped up on the play, and a foul called.
Wow. And he was just standing there.
Foul going to be charged to not Brandon, but his brother Nate here as that leads us to a media timeout. Ferris State rolling 77-31 over Davenport. We'll be back in 60 seconds right here against Davenport this afternoon.
Yeah, Bulldogs right now, just so many heroes in this game so far. Solo Regbu now has emerged as the top scorer here for the Bulldogs with 18 points here as Davenport trying to execute an out-of-bounds play.
They come back to the near side to Carrier on the wing on the near side to Barra. Barra with it into the lane here on the far side. Able to just hold on to possession. Here's Sterling from 15 feet. Not able to get this one to go. And Bingham with the rebound. Just able to save it here for the Bulldogs. His 9th rebound here. Brandon Clairbout from downtown for 3 and good.
Big time shot right there. Brandon Clairbout. He can shoot it.
Jimmy Scholler able to find him on the skip across the floor as the Bulldogs add to their total here in this ball game. 80-31 now, and traveling called here down to the right on the near side against Hodges.
Well, this has been a rough night for Davenport here. Just not a lot has gone well right from the very beginning. Jimmy Scholler calling for a little help right there, and nice job throwing it over the top.
One of those games where Burt Paddock, one of the most intense coaches in the conference for Davenport, haven't seen him up off the bench at all here in this second half.
Yeah, he just hasn't had much to say. It's just really not a whole lot to say when a team is just playing against you as well as this team is.
They did get a steal right here, though, as Ferris State turns it over. Just the 9th turnover here of the ball game for the Bulldogs. Near sideline with it is Barra. Picked up by Erickson. Not able to work past him. Nice job defensively by Ethan. 10:30 to go in the ball game. 12 on the shot clock. Ball loose here, and Brandon Clairbout's going to be whistled here for the contact as he was trying to strip the ball away on the interior pass.
Good defense there by Ethan Erickson. Something that he has certainly improved in the time that he's been in this program.
Davenport going to the bench here as they get a new body in. Birchfield will check out, and on will come Jaden Terrell here in the second half as he has the ball against Bingham on the low block on the near side, inside out. Now they move it to Barra. 3 here, off target to the left, and the rebound ran down here by Erickson. Ethan underneath, thought about the 3, now dumps it off to Brandon Clairbout. Contested at the last second, and Carrier with the rebound.
But he took a shot to the back of the head there and a travel there on the other end.
Travel called against Sterling as he tried to move a little too quick. As the Bulldogs will come back on with Deng Reng. He'll replace Nate Clairbout and spell him as he gets a breather. Leach will check back on here for DU in place of Sterling.
Looks like he took a shot to the back of the head, but looks like he's okay right now.
Stay with us after the game. We'll have the Preferred Office Machines post-game show from courtside right here at Wink Arena as we catch up with the head coach of the Bulldogs, Andy Bronkema, and recap the final numbers from today's action. Brandon Clairbout with it over to Erickson. Erickson with it at the three-point stripe. Now dribbles back to the point. Ethan now left wing to Jimmy Scholler. Scholler off the screen, looking for Deng in the corner. Now it goes to Erickson instead. Could not get the 3 to go, but Brandon Clairbout with the offensive board. And the Bulldogs can reset it here with 9:35 remaining. Jimmy off the right side, back to the left. Ethan has it now here for Ferris State. High screen from Deng Reng. Ethan back on the left wing, and a foul called here inside as Deng was trying to get position.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold. Jalen Terrell. Hook on the body right there, as you mentioned, Deng trying to post up.
So Terrell charged with what will be just his first foul, and Deng Reng will be at the line here. 9 team fouls already here against Davenport with 9:25 to go in this second half of action. Deng with 16 points here in the ball game as he tries to add to the total and gets the roll here as he's still perfect after that friendly bounce here on the home floor.
In second half of a game that doesn't ever want to end. It's been a long game here.
Second opportunity here for Deng. This one on the way, up and good, and it's 82-31 for the Bulldogs.
Davenport going a little bit deeper into its lineup right now. Is Vera going to step out?
Not sure anyone wants it to end more than the Davenport coaching staff right now. They've got a better team than maybe what the final score would indicate here today, but Ferris State has played well here in this contest. Leach to the hole, scores at the other end.
Leach is so quick and long right there, and you're right. It won't be like this seeing them again.
Near side, Deng Reng with it on the left wing to Erickson. Ethan with it here off the high screen, dribbles back to the point. Now trying to cross over into the lane, steps back, fadeaway jumper, a tough shot here, but another rebound here by Brandon Clairbout who gets the putback.
One thing about Brandon Clairbout is he plays hard. I mean, he is a really fundamentally sound kid, smart kid, and he plays hard.
He's now got 5 points here in the ball game, and it's 84-33. Leach with it off the left side, skips it over on the near side, a three from the corner, up and good, and Brandon closed out a little too close here and going to draw the foul for the Bulldogs. So this will send Braxton Miller to the line to shoot three.
Just got to close out under control there, you know. Just you got them shooting a three-pointer from the corner. If they're going to shoot a three-pointer and close to the line, that's where you want them to shoot it, rather than give them 2 or 3 free throws in this case.
Braxton Miller able to knock home the first free throw, his first. We'll have a couple more opportunities. Second one on the way, up and good. And perfect on those two as Dombeck set out a long time. He'll check on now for Carrier. Coming on with 4 fouls. Back on for the Bulldogs will come Veas Grasulis. He'll replace Bingham. Here's the Bulldogs maybe trying to match up a little bit size-wise here with Dombeck returning to the court.
You called it right. Dombeck has been out a long, long time. He did have 4 fouls when he went out.
Third free throw up and good. Make it 84-36 as the Bulldogs handling the pressure here. Jimmy Scholler going to man it off to Deng Reng here. Into the half-court attack here for the Bulldogs. Sunday afternoon hoops right here on Sunny 97.3. And online, of course, at FerrisStateBulldogs.com. Scholler off the right side, spins right, comes back left. Now near side to Brandon Clairbout. Brandon with it off the dribble. Over to Erickson on the right. Shot clock at 10 here for the Bulldogs. Ethan into the paint. Challenges Dombeck. Not able to win that battle, though, as Davenport grabs the rebound. Up the floor to Leach, who spins to the hole and scores.
That's a pretty move right there. He had to work hard for it in transition, but that's a good move. That's kind of what he's capable of doing. Bulldogs have played him pretty well, Leach, so far in this game.
Deng Reng hesitates, drives inside, kicks it back to Erickson at the point. Step back three on the way, good!
He is not even hitting the net on these threes.
Ethan Erickson now with 4 threes in the ballgame, 14 points for the Bulldogs, 1 of 4 in double figures here for Ferris State. Backdoor cut here from Leach, who dumps it off to Dombeck, and turnover here picked up by Erickson. Erickson with it in transition, back to Scholler, the trailer here for the Bulldogs. Now to Erickson, over to Deng Reng. Secondary break here for the Bulldogs, and a foul called off that far side. Reach-in foul called here against Hodges will lead us to a media timeout. Ferris State 87, Davenport 38. We'll be back in 60 seconds right here on Sunny 97.3.
Everybody who's come in has contributed.
Ferris State here is coming out of this timeout with Brandon Clairbout at the stripe to shoot a couple free throws here for the Bulldogs. Redshirt freshman here for the Bulldogs out of Zeeland East will eye the first free throw, and this one no good here as Deng Reng was coming in to try to jam that one back home, but going to be another free throw coming up here for Clairbout.
Got to lock in here, and looking good right there.
Second one up and good here is the lead now believe the largest here at 50 perhaps here for the Bulldogs in this second half of the ball game. Clock ticking here for Davenport as Dombeck drives the lane right side. And the Bulldogs, I think we're trying to make sure he didn't have a chance to jam that one.
He was turned the corner right there, and good job right there as Ferris was like, nope, no more dunks here. And I don't know if he saw that Deng Reng was coming in to take a charge, although he was probably pretty deep in the lane right there, close to the restricted area.
So Dombeck at the stripe. A reminder for ticket scores, merchandise, video, and more. Be sure to log on to FerrisStateBulldogs.com. The Bulldog Athletic Association, the team behind the team, supporting over 400 Ferris State University student athletes as they strive for excellence both on and off the floor. To find out how you can join the Bulldog Athletic Association, log on to FerrisStateBulldogs.com. Missed both free throws. Deng Reng with the rebound here on the defensive glass as the Bulldogs will set it up here in the half-court offense inside of 7 minutes to go here this afternoon. Pass out top, nearly intercepted. Deng with it. Back over to Erickson. Ethan with it. Good ball fake here. Back to Brandon Clairbout. Davenport out in the passing lanes a little bit here, trying to make something happen. Brandon on the three-point arc. Back near side to Scholler. 7 on the shot clock. Lob down low and just not able to get it over the top of the big man Dombeck as Davenport steals it away.
Yeah, it was just a really tough pass there. Not a whole lot of space down there as big man pulling it from downtown.
And he connects from the top of the circle. Nice feed from Leach back to the point. As Dombeck's hit a couple threes here in the ballgame, he's got 13 to lead DU here this afternoon. Only Panther in double digits. Erickson with it into the paint. Lost the handle on it here for the Bulldogs. Stole it away, and Davenport almost one too many passes right there. And Coach Bronco was saying take care of the basketball. Same could be said here at both ends of the floor. As Davenport gives it right back to Ferris State. So 20 turnovers here on the Panthers. A three from the corner for Brandon Clairbout here. Off target here, a little bit short, and Dombeck with the board. Back the opposite way, inside out as Leach awaits the screen. Leach into the lane. Tough shot, rattles out here, and out of bounds it'll remain with the Panthers.
Bulldogs, one thing to know is that Davenport's going to keep playing hard here as Amari Lee and Nate Clairbout back in the game. Maybe Scholler and Bayes Grazula's going to get a rest, and Brandon Clairbout going to get a rest.
So Bingham will come back on as the Bulldogs rotate some new guys onto the floor. Felton will come on for Dombeck over on the Davenport side. Bulldogs have played everyone in uniform here for large chunks here this game now with Brandon Clairbout out there for several minutes. A jam right here on the inbounds play for Terrell as he gets it inside the paint.
Yeah, that was some really good action, good execution on that play as they threw it to the right there, kind of a bounce pass like there, a little bit of a slip to the basket. Bulldogs kind of got caught napping.
5.5 to go. It's Ferris State leading it 88-43. Bingham at the point. Now left wing to Erickson. Ethan with it off to Amari Lee. Elbow jumper near side, up and good.
Boy, great stroke right there. Good action off the ball there to get Amari Lee possession right there as they ran kind of a stagger screen right there for him.
Ferris State defensively sticking to the man-to-man here. They've played man-to-man all afternoon long. Here comes Leach, and it's contested by Nate Clairbout. Rebounded off the backside here by the Bulldogs.
Amari Lee was counting bodies right there, and he knew that had a man right there behind him.
At the 10th rebound for Michael Bingham. Pass inside from Erickson to Clairbout, and nice job by Nate of being strong with the ball. Draws the foul underneath inside.
And he's still got a body that could still fill out, but he's tougher and stronger with the ball than you probably would expect.
He will be at the stripe here for Ferris State. A chance to add a couple points here for the Bulldogs. First one up and good. He's got 3 points here on the afternoon, and it's now a 91-43 edge.
He's also got a great skill game, too. I mean, he shoots the ball very well, handles it, and he's a mobile 7-footer.
He will get another opportunity here for the Bulldogs. Second try up and no good. This one bounces out and pulled away here by Davenport. Pass well ahead. Hodges in the corner. Hoist the three. This one off target on the backside, and Nate with the rebound on the back end. Ferris State going to walk it into the half-court set here with 4:30 to play as Brandon will head back to the table here after a quick rest. Deng Reng, baseline jumper from 15 feet, up and good.
Boy, nice job there, Deng Reng, again showing kind of an expansion of his skills right here as he uses the almost a kind of a pseudo screen right there from Michael Bingham, and he hits that little fadeaway.
Leach to Felton around the horn, left side. Hodges into the lane. Back out top to Braxton Miller. Miller with it on the right side. Hodges again with 4 minutes to go. 12 on the shot clock. He dumps it off to Felton. Gets it back on the handoff. This shot here bounces off the rim and rebounded by Deng Reng here for Ferris State.
I like that from Amari Lee, Rob. He let the big man have the rebound. That's a smart guard.
Nice pass here, backside from Lee to Erickson in the corner. This one just rattles out. And Felton able to hold on tight to that rebound underneath. His 7th of the afternoon.
That shot hit about volleyball height right there.
93-43 difference right now here on the scoreboard with 3:28 to go. Leach penetrates, dumps it off to Felton, and he draws the foul here underneath as he tried to go up for the bucket. Foul called here against Ethan Erickson. That will lead us to a media timeout. Our final one. Ferris State leads it 93-43 with 3:24 to go. We'll be back in here from start to finish.
They've just been in firm control here as coming down the stretch here under 3:30 to go here in this game, 3:24 to be exact, and the Bulldogs inching toward 100 here as that first free throw clangs off the rim.
Felton not able to get that one to go. We'll get one more opportunity. Ferris State with a win today moves to 2-0 in the GLIAC as this free throw by Felton up and in here with 3:24 remaining. Ferris State with a victory as well. Also their 6th win of the season here and 6-game winning streak for the Bulldogs, coming off a couple impressive wins here at home this weekend. Bingham to Deng Reng. Deng just inside the arc. Long jumper here, rattles away. Battle for the board, and Brandon Clairbout with it gets the bucket and the foul.
Great work there by Brandon Clairbout as he continues to put up points and be creeping up on a double-digit game here pretty soon.
He's got 8 points now here for Ferris State. A chance to make it 9 here at the stripe as he steps to the line here for the Bulldogs. So Brandon at the line here for Ferris State. Free throw up and good. Clean on that one, and it's 96-44. Near sideline with it, up the court. Leach in the corner. Now Felton down low. Backdoor cut to Miller, and it's intercepted as Brandon comes up with it here for Ferris State. Lee lobs it up. Couple lobs here, and the Bulldogs finally going to turn it over here as it was stolen away the opposite direction.
It was a double alley-oop right there as first one not really there, and then the second one ended up not being there as a step back here from Leach.
Leach able to connect on that 3 in transition here for Davenport. Able to knock it home with 2:34 to play. Bulldogs 4 points shy of 100. Here with a 96-47 edge. Off the right side, Bingham back to Lee. Lee drives left side, lobs it up for Nate, and the Bulldogs turn it over here. Intercepted again by
look at this matchup
DU,
here.
And a missed jam at the other end. Rebounded by Deng Reng. Amari Lee with it here as head coach Andy Brockema going to tell the Bulldogs, let's run a good offensive set here with 2:05 to go.
Well, that looked like a clash of two premier athletes right there, and I think Leach anticipated the block attempt from Deng, who's I guess is going to let him have it.
He takes a wide-open 3 as Lee found him, and Deng Reng now with 23 points here in the ballgame to lead all scorers.
They're a 100-point check here, getting ready.
On the far side, out wide is Miller. Hand off to Felton, 1:39 to play. Miller could not connect on the 3, and Nate Clairbout able to grab the board here for Ferris State on the defensive glass. Deng Reng 6 of 7 from the floor, so he did miss one shot in there just prior to that made 3. His only miss here of the afternoon from anywhere on the floor. Amari Lee with it on the right side, back to Deng. Deng into the paint here for Ferris State. Nice dump pass down low to Clairbout for the lay-in.
Yeah, he can shoot it, but he can also pass it here as the Bulldogs eclipse 100.
101-47. Now stoppage here. I'm not sure why we have a stoppage here.
Timeout sub.
Substitution here as they get a new player on. Jeremiah Stewart will come on, and it looks like Hodges is going to step away here for Davenport.
Yeah, just called a substitution timeout there as Coach Paddock just wanted to get a fresh body in there, but did not necessarily need to talk to the team.
Ferris State has eclipsed 100, 101-47 here.
Oh my
and
God,
a hand check here, so from behind, going to be whistled here against Nate Clairbout. A little ticky-tack call there. The 8th team foul here as officials maybe don't want to get out of here quite as early as some of the rest of the fans.
Yeah, maybe they missed the reservation right here, and they're just like, whatever.
Felton at the stripe. First free throw up and good. He's got 7 here in the ball game. As Bulldogs trying to hold Davenport under 50 here with 107 remaining. We'll see if they can do it here today.
Maybe they had a dinner reservation for 5, and they know they're not going to get there in time, so might as well finish it off.
Bulldogs will set it up here in the half-court set with 1 minute left here in the ball game as Mari Lee goes to Brandon Clairbout on the right side. Over to Michael Bingham, and this one intercepted here by Leach, who takes it the other way and missed another jam, but they're going to say he was fouled.
What?
Brandon Clairbout.
Oh, he didn't even touch him.
Called for the foul, and the fans behind us pretty sure do not agree with it. So
he didn't touch him.
Foul against Brandon Clairbout for Ferris State. That'll be his 3rd.
Wow. That would have been 2 straight missed dunks for Leach right there. He's going to be gifted at least 2 free throws here.
Makes the first here. That puts them finally at 50 here for the ball game. Bulldogs scored 57 in the first half. As Leach will get a second attempt. This one up and in. As that missed dunk had bounced back almost to half court. Ferris State here, 45 seconds left. Just got to run an offensive set here. They've got to shoot one more time or the shot clock will expire on them. As there's a 20-second difference here. Another near steal by Leach. Deng Reng down the lane, dumps it off to Nate Clairbout, and he jams it home.
Big time dunk there by the big fella. Nate Clairbout, he threw that one down with authority.
Bulldogs raising the roof as Big Nate gets the slam here to make it 103-51. Leach the long 3 up and good.
Nate Clairbout's probably saying that was more of a foul against me than you called against my brother right there, as Bulldogs can run this one out.
Ferris State just going to get it across the timeline. That's going to do it here today. 103-54 as the Ferris State Bulldogs win their 6th straight, staying unbeaten in the GLIAC with another impressive home win.
Yeah, just a great job here for the Bulldogs.
Ferris State gets the decisive win here today over the Davenport Panthers. Impressive performance by the Bulldogs here in front of the home fans as they move to 6-2 overall this year. Davenport will drop